tell you one thing. Isn't it genuinely enjoyable to look forward to a Manchester United game? United playing West Ham at Old Trafford on Sunday, but the way we're playing at the moment, the consistency between a lot of the performances, you look forward to watching United at the weekend, and that is a massive difference to last season. How are we doing, everyone? Sam here, United People's TV. I'm going to preview the game coming up tomorrow against West Ham. We're going to take a look at the team news from Ten Hag, the team news from David Moyes and West Ham, the starting 11 that we played against Sheriff on Thursday, and the changes I think that Erik Ten Hag will be making for this game on Sunday, because the Premier League is what it's all about. It was a professional, actually pretty damn decent win against Sheriff, but it was against Sheriff. It was an expected win. This game against West Ham, it will be slightly more difficult. They've won 6 on the bounce at home, and they're looking to take that form to Old Trafford. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. Let's run through it all. Let's start with Manchester United's team news. This is what Erik Ten Hag said in terms of the players that are returning for him. Harry Maguire and Donny van der Beek. Both of them came on against Sheriff, but both of them are in their first week of training. Full team training. So I don't think we'll be seeing either of them start here. But it's good to have options back. And Donny van der Beek is a player, well, we know about Donny van der Beek and what a lot of people think about him. And I would love him to succeed. I just don't think he will. And I'd love to be proven wrong. But at this point, I don't think he will. In terms of Anthony Martial, he is still out. Erik Ten Hag said that he's had a setback in his injury. It was a back problem. And that's on top of the injury that ruled him out at the start of the season. It's just unlucky and it's constant with him. He's not going to be back right now. He might not be back for the World Cup. It's a bit of a question mark. I kind of question whether it actually will. In terms of West Ham, this might be a good thing for United. Jarrod Bowen, he missed their game in midweek with an ankle injury, and he might be missing the game on Sunday. And if he does miss it, that will be a big one, because Jarrod Bowen is, I would probably argue, is their best player. Now, in terms of Man United starting 11, this is who we played against Sheriff. Now, this lad took the spotlight, didn't he? Garnacho. We'll speak about Garnacho later in the show. But let's start in defence, right? And I don't particularly think that Erik Ten Hag will be making much changes. Will be making many changes to this team. I think there's only one that will really happen. I think it will be Malacia dropping out and Luke Shaw coming back in, because Luke Shaw has hit a serious run of form. It looks like the best version of Luke Shaw that I've seen in a while. Certainly this season, probably last season as well. Looks like the sort of Luke Shaw that got into the Euro 2020 team of the tournament that scored in the final against Italy. He's looking cracking. But I think I just want to give a second to speak about this lad. I think he started every game for United this season. Scored against Sheriff, his second goal in the United shirt. He's been such a cornerstone in this team, in the same way that Lisandro Martinez has been a cornerstone. And look, these stats from Statman Dave and Jamie Carragher, man, you are gonna hate this video when it comes out, and I can't wait to do it. Look at him. In terms of ranking at Manchester United, the most passing distance, in terms of collectively his passes covered the most distance, most clearances, most successful pressures, most tackles, interceptions. He's the best. He really is. And I tell you what, I'm excited about this. This is something I've been working on for a long old time. And this is something that's coming out at the start of November. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Nice little proper teaser there. But yeah, I think it's going to be that back five. I don't think there's going to be much of a change. I don't think we'll see Maguire start. I actually predicted him to start against Sheriff, but he wasn't as far down the sort of return as I thought he was. I think it'll be Lindelof coming in there because Varane's obviously out. That back five's pretty set. And I tell you what is set, in my opinion. I think that midfield is just completely set now. Casemiro has been the difference maker. You saw my video I did yesterday on Ten Hag's philosophy and the progression of it. Him being our proper, true enforcer in midfield. I'm not going to call him a defensive midfielder because he's not a defensive midfielder, but he's the enforcer. He is the one who, inside this system, who naturally thinks defensively, whose natural instincts are to win the ball back, are to protect his defence. Natural instincts of Eriksen to look forward, Bruno to look forward, score goals. For Casemiro, it's to sort of like have a little look backwards. We haven't had that natural enforcer in so long, and he's capable of scoring goals like Chelsea. I think our midfield is changing. Not changing in personnel, but changing in just overall structure because of Casemiro. Now, I think against Sheriff, we missed something. And I think Christian Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes both, not guilty of it, wrong word to describe it, but what we need here to break West Ham down is these sorts of balls. So in attacking positions, you're going to see Bruno probably advancing a little bit there. Eriksen will push up into these spots there, and Casemiro there. You'll see, like, hypothetically, I don't think it will be a Garnacho starting, but you're going to see United's players. Sorry, let me get rid of that. No, let me get rid of that. United's players in these positions on the edge of the box like that, and you're going to need Eriksen or Bruno to find that ball in behind over the top. I don't think we had that. Bruno in these positions, those little cute passes over the top there, who you can see Anthony can run onto it, and then whoever's in the middle can run onto that as well. Easy cutback goal. I don't think those balls were played enough against Sheriff. And I think against West Ham, who will sit deep, who will sit defensive, we know that. We need those passes. And Bruno and Eriksen are the two players that I'm looking at to make those passes happen. So yeah, I think that was a big thing, in my opinion, that was missing against Sheriff, and that needs to change for this game, because they are going to sit low. We're going to have to break down that low block. Erik Ten Hag pointed towards sort of like, what was he called it? Tempo dribbling, I think it was, of Alejandro Garnacho. And that was a big, big difference as to how we were able to break Sheriff down as well. We had dynamism on the wings. And you can let me know what you think in the comments. Now, of course, there's going to be calls for Garnacho to come in and start his first Premier League game, having made his full debut against Sheriff. Down the left wing, he was so much more effective than Jadon Sancho was. I don't personally think that Erik Ten Hag is going to be starting him in this game. I think he's going to be taking, not Garnacho to the side, he'll be taking Jadon Sancho to the side in training and say, look, Alejandro Garnacho put in a scorcher. He won't say it. He's saying it in his own way. But I think effectively what he's going to hope to see from Sancho now is the same sort of response that we saw from Luke Shaw with Tyrone Malacia coming in. Jadon Sancho is a star. It's not a question. He is. Done and dusted. And Ten Hag needs to somehow get that out of him. Now, I think he'll give him the opportunity against West Ham to say, look, show yourself. This is your opportunity. I don't think he'll just dash him to the bench because Garnacho played well against Sheriff at home in the Europa League. Sancho will come back into this team. And I think Sancho, hopefully, Sancho, man, this is your time. You have to do it now. If Sancho goes into this game against West Ham and he starts, and I think he will, and he puts in the sort of performances that we've seen recently, where he's kind of playing within himself, in his shell, turning back, not taking his man on, not going on the outside, then Garnacho will have a real opportunity to maybe start in the next Premier League game. Is it against Aston Villa? I think it might be. But I think it will be Jadon Sancho starting on Sunday. And of course, Anthony's going to start. And I could have, and maybe I should have, and maybe I still will, do a video in defense of Anthony, because the witch hunt against him, after doing a skill which I've proven and I've shown was functional, him taking that time away, him taking that extra 4, 5, 6 seconds to however long it was, 4 seconds, to do those spins. Defenders were focusing purely on him. Dalot dragged his man away, and Casemiro just had a free run into space. Now, it only existed because Anthony did his skill. Ten Hag said, look, I don't mind any skills as long as they're functional. I think it was functional. I think he'll start here. But again, from an Anthony perspective, Anthony, man, we need you to be going around the outside a bit more. We need you to add a little bit of dynamism, because it was that dynamism that broke Sheriff down, and we'll need it to break West Ham down, because they will sit deep. Absolutely. And of course, there's questions, as there are every single week, about who is going to start up front for Manchester United. Marcus Rashford and Ronaldo both scoring against Sheriff. And in my opinion, I think we'll see Rashford come in for Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, I don't know why my video is seemingly gone black and white there. I need to try and fix this camera. I think there's a dodgy wire on my camera. It's a bit odd now. But I think if we're talking about what we need movement, we need dynamism, we need everything that Rashford will add inside there that I don't think Ronaldo's quite got in his game anymore. I think Ronaldo will probably go on the bench rather than on left wing. I think Ronaldo will come on, especially in these sorts of games where West Ham will be sitting resolute and deep. If it's not working for the first 60, Ronaldo, on you come, man. And then we've got a real presence in the box. I mean, not like Rashford scored a header in the box the other day, so he does have a presence in the box. But I think Ronaldo is going to be more effective for the last 30 against West Ham than he would be for the first 60. My opinion, you might disagree with that. But that is what I would put down as my starting 11. Where did Casemiro go? At what point did I take Casemiro off the pitch? I'm losing my mind. I reckon that will be our starting 11. A back five there of De Gea, Delo and Shaw on the wings, Lindelof and Martinez. I love you, Martinez. Midfield three of Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno, with a front three of Sancho, Rashford, and Antony. As I said, I don't think we're going to be seeing Garnacho start this game. Sancho, this is your chance, man. You've got to do it. After the pressure that Garnacho's put on him with that performance, Sancho's got to deliver. My prediction for the game, I think I'm going to go for a tight 2-1. I think this game's going to be tricky. West Ham have won 6 on a bounce at home. At home, a little bit different away. United are confident, man. We have to take that swagger into the game, and I'm going to go for a tight 2-1. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. But that's my team. You can disagree with it. I'm sure plenty of you will. Do you think Ronaldo will start? Do you think Garnacho will start? You let me know in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe to United People's TV.